Welcome, welcome. Getting close, waiting for you that Bob's ready to start. Thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. Bob should be here shortly. Thanks for coming. Should be starting shortly. Just waiting for a little cue from Bob that he's ready to go. Thanks for being here. Looks like we're just about there. Okay, welcome to the virtual dojo. Robert Nadeau Sensei teaching class. Bob is ready to go. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate having you here. And Bob, thank you so much for being here.
Sure. I had nothing better to do.
Afraid of that.
Okay, we're on. Out of sorts, balance. We'll get into that after a couple of minutes. So let's chit chat. For any latecomers to pop in. Anything up last week? Any carryovers, problems, questions, insights? Hello. I can outlast you, you know. Bob, you're going to say something. Say it for God's sakes.
Hi, Sensei. I like the focus that you had last time on self and how the pathway from first the easy with the I, and then some space, and then more, and eventually you get to self.
Yeah. And we've been there before. Was it 6 months ago or so? We were talking to a quote, an over self. And again, I don't like that word anymore because I like to have the alignment, the positioning better. And over self tends to put it up around kind of thing. So I probably won't use that word anymore. Yeah, so easy the I, which again, it's the self, the I self thing, kind of an elusive piece. So knowing that we started with easy the I know that's not, the I is not tangible. Okay, so we use this sense of just area room, easy, this area room, easy the I. And there should be some sense of, oh, that feels a little bit bigger, deeper. Bigger meaning a little more around, easy the I. Okay, and then eventually the self that it's directly in relation to, it's I is a small piece of the big paper, a bigger opening we call self. And then we continue with a more original self, a finer self, whatever, make up your own words, but we use some pattern like that. Then eventually there's a very original, we're heading towards a much bigger piece of the paper with that. But along the way, the self can begin to sort of make itself known better. It has a flavor itself, a texture itself. So it's very elusive with easy the I and just this airy space. But as we continue with that, the self ought to make itself more known. Remember 6 months ago, whenever we were talking to quote over self, there was a sense of a presence. It was talking back to you. You were all jumping in, saying things. So it wasn't so elusive at that level. Okay, so be it that Bob, and are you okay with that? Is that all right?
Yes, Sensei. That was good.
Easy.
Sensei, Sean here.
Hey, Sean there.
I think that the sense of the finer and finer sense of self starts to feel like it's in natural communication with everything around, like even the elements. There's a sense of a give and take. There's a rapport going on. It's just a natural part of that sense of self.
And I'll just change it a little bit, but pretty close there. Easy the I, self. The energies that are moving, the nutrients that are moving, the center, circle, center, they're communicating back and forth. And as we're easier, we can, what's the word? be more aware experientially of their communication. We can sense, feel their movement, their communication.
As far as nutrients go, it's like you can assimilate them, you can take them in. And as far as communication goes, it's like you start to notice that there is communication coming through from all levels.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do some finer work on that one day, hopefully soon. But yeah, I think we're in the ballpark there. Anybody? How you doing? What's up?
Hi, Sensei. Chris here from New Zealand.
Chris?
I really enjoyed the last session. We talked about a bit of discussion about how the tendency to have that the self above the head, in the head, instead of working it down below. So I've been working a lot with that this week, which led to a pretty, I guess, a surreal sort of keto session on a Thursday night, which it left me, well, I wasn't left. I had a nice experience of, I guess, balance. It was an openness. I felt different in the body. Not so much communication, but more just don't overthink it. So the class I was taking, the class was less talk and more just, well, you just watch and experience for me. So it was, and that was merely taking that, well, experiencing that self more in the body, lower, that deeper half, which was very complete for me.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to, as I mentioned before, a very important piece is this here and now positioning. Here and now going finer. I call it dimensional finer. But the positioning, because I've been having dialogues with self, not you people, it's a whole different realm there of self. And a lot of them aren't positioned very well. We have a lot of hovers, I think I mentioned. We have some selves that are over here to the side. We have some selves that sort of don't want to be here and they're back a little ways. One young girl I was checking out with Susan was back a ways and in a cave, we called it, because her family life wasn't too cool. She didn't really want to fully be here. So she was hiding out back here. I mentioned a dramatic one when I first was working this, and there was a very sick kid with some disease, guaranteed to die soon kind of thing. And I said to his parents, can I work with the kid just for my experience? And they said, sure, whatever, because he ain't going anywhere, you know. And his self was way to hell and gone. And I said, hey, self, if you come in line better with the kid, there's some chance of healing or something. And he said, hell no, I ain't coming down into that. There was a feeling like the kid had crash landed when he was birthing. And so I felt like it was a totaled car. And we're asking the owner of the totaled car to take possession of the car. And the owner says, hell no, I don't want that car. So he was way back and ain't no way he was going to come in and play. I mentioned to the people who are into the healing, I think it's very important if we get this, any level of self present in that good lineup, that there is aliveness.
Set up or shop. Set up or shop.
Somebody cutting me off there. That can aid in the healing with this sense that self is accessing or has its own juice, and it can radiate through the body and run in the world you're in. So for healing, to have any level of inner self, and that self, come up with your own word, radiating its aliveness, come up with your own word for a while. And in there's a possibility for healing, okay? So again, if the self is off to the side or hovering around, it's not positioning well enough to take full advantage of its juice. It appears like, and I'm getting a fair amount of practice with selves there, and seeing, dealing with their sense of things, their misunderstandings. So even certain level selves have misunderstandings, okay? Until you get finer and finer and finer self, then they get really, really sharp. But until that time, anyway, blah, blah, blah. Where the hell are we?
Can I ask another question in regards to that? With the position of that self, is it the same as the percentage game? The more you sort of align, the more you align as such? Can I ask that? Will the self sort of permanently shift? Like I always have this awareness above my head, but this occasion it was more because I focus more that lower under half.
Yeah. Yeah. As it gets more present, it will take into account the under half of things also, and it'll be more. So when I play with self positioning better, I'm getting more and more lower, or it's kicking in more lower and here, not just it's lower down there, not that kind of thing, nor is it up there, nor is it over there. It's fuller, and in its fullness says, hey, I'm bigger than that. I'm deeper, and I'm bigger, for lack of words. So in its positioning, it'll hopefully find its own ground. Don't know the words there. So yeah, anything deeper, you're on the right track. Deeper here. It's here. Yeah. But it may show deeper here. It may show that it's finer level of self here. So basic here. Okay. You're on track if you want to change the, not methodology, but the words. Core, physical core is here. And as the core is recognized and activated, it activates, the body gets better. You continue, there's a finer core here. Now it may appear a little bit lower. There's a finer core here. Now we're getting into a Tai Chi format. Oh, the arms can move very freely. Let's continue. Easy here. There's a finer core, inner finer dimension, the core there. And now the legs are affected by it because it's more fully here, and the legs get freer on kicking and stuff. And then you get a little bit better where you've got both legs and hands and the whole system. So you could follow a core format or a Chinese Tai Chi format, but continue. Okay, so we can change the words and I don't know what to say, different formats, but we're still tracking. We're still tracking. Yeah. If I use a center and I continue centering height and depth and height, I get a better center. Things are a bit better. If I continue centering, see, a lot of people center a bit and then they stop because they feel pretty good, so they stop. Or they're better than everyone else in town, they stop. But if you're going to continue, keep searching, keep doing the work. The center is in the universe enormous. There's an original center. Okay, so the little bit of benefit we get from this is just that, come on, it's like, whoa, look at, you're a bit better centered, how much better things are. Wow. Why stop there? And people will, okay? Because that's all they wanted. They wanted to feel better. Leave me alone now. They don't want to do anymore. Or they're better than everyone else. They must be great. I've got the best center in town. I must have it all. I understand everything about center. They stop, okay? So a researcher, a continuer, guys like O-Sensei go the distance through a lot of travail, okay? A lot of pressures, and he worked it out, and he kept going. I feel lazy compared to him. Does that help? Anyway. Ah,
Thank you.
Sensei,
yep.
the word pioneer or inventor seems to come to mind because like as much as O Sensei was an inspiration, you still have to go through the work. You can't ride on his coattails.
Oh, you no on his coattail? Hell no, hell no, hell no.
No, and
He
likewise,
laid out what? He was in his own way kind of a mapper. Also, I consider myself a mapper. He laid out a pattern, but you in your system follow the pattern. And they don't try to mimic his. He warned me a couple of times. Not, oh, I'm glad you really care for me, love me, whatever. But you can't mimic me 100%. You know. Good. He mentioned that. He brought that up a couple of times. Okay. So you catch a good pattern. It catches your attention. But instead of going, oh, that guy, my teacher. Yeah, no, you. What are you doing with that pattern? Are you opening to that pattern? Are you doing your journey, lack of words, to that pattern? Okay. So, yeah.
Sensei, just a comment here. I have seen you in the past, many years ago, just walk behind a student and sort of mimic them to the. I mean, it was uncanny how you were good at that, and I instantly recognized that was your capacity as a student to emulate as best you could your teacher, and that, like you said, that wasn't good enough, and he demanded more. And likewise, I feel as if that is continually your comment to me, which I appreciate again and again, the stick to itness of internal research,
Yeah.
not going outside. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. How many more books do you have to read?
None.
Really? I mean, after a while, you get and you ain't doing shit. You know?
Yeah.
I'm talking to him personally. And you ain't doing shit. Or, oh, I read that and I read this on mine. What about that? At a certain point, we may have to stop and you sit and you go through your own stuff.
Got
You
it.
figure it out.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful stuff, but there's a few tricks. Easy, open. Not to glom on too fast. Oh, what this is happening, that's happening. Easy. Let it unfold. Let it unfold. Let it clarify itself. So we try to teach some tricks that will help. Okay.
Yep.
But in a certain way, everyone's got to sit, settle, and open and take their own trip in their own universe, their own creation. Okay.
Your
We
words.
weren't very heavy. We got scrunched in very heavy,
Yeah.
or we scrunched ourselves in here very heavy. We have to untangle from this heavy, and then not untangling, you're probably still running into a lot more heavy. It's less heavy, but it's still heavy.
Yep.
But you have to come to terms with that. We try to help by saying, hey, it dimensionally gets finer. Or the say what game. It said, I opened up and it said, I hate you. Oh, easy. Don't panic, Nado. Easy, settle, open. On that same voice tube, say what? What did you really say, inferring this is a finer dimension? And it says something like, I've been trying to talk to you for a long time. You never listen. Oh, okay. Easy, settle, open. Following that same line, say what? Inferring a better, finer. And it says something like, I'm just here to help you. Oh, really? We'll see. Easy, settle, open, and continue. So you might run into harshness, but it's because we're a little heavy.
No, that's good. That's
Finer dimensions. So that's where games like say what? It's saying,
Yes.
no, you're an asshole. Oh, okay. Easy, settle, open.
Yeah.
Next dimension. Say what? And it stops after a bit. It might say on the second one, you're not too bright, which is a little bit better than you're an asshole. Okay, easy. Settle, don't panic, open, say what?
Yeah.
And it'll say something a little clearer and probably better. I just continue and continue and continue.
Yep.
Okay. I got to tell you this over and over again with these
I
same
know.
stories of my
You're-
experience. The snake's biting me. Oh my God.
You are
I
infinitely
basically did
patient.
let me continue. I'm on a roll. And I basically did it easy. This is weird. I don't like snakes. I'm sitting. What the hell's going on? Easy. Boom. Okay. And very soon, they weren't biting me. They were smiling. And very soon, oh, they're not snakes. They're spiraling energies. Oh, I'm a little versed in energies. Oh, they're energies. Oh, cool. I like energies. Hey, energies. Nutrients, we're using the word now. Oh, okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So essentially the same game. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Don't jump the gun. Trust the ever finer so that it can show itself in its truer nature, truer color, truer level. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to say I appreciate your infinite patience. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anything before we touch on tonight's topic? No big deal. Big, simple basics, I think, but anything before we jump?
Yes, Danny here.
Danny there?
Hello. Last week you mentioned asking the self to position better with the body. Yeah. So that rang really true. As soon as you said it, I thought, yeah, that's me. I kind of, in my life, I stand to the side of things a little bit rather than being
That's yourself.
completely in there.
In your case, yourself is off to the side. I checked it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
Good you noticed
Anyway.
it.
I noticed it. Yeah. I live like that.
Yeah.
So I
That's interesting, by the way, people. We kind of file that away. His self is off to the side, and he, Danny, the person, lives that way off to the side. Well, I don't know what that totally means yet, but let's file it away. Thank you. Continue.
Sure. I agree with you. So I after the class was finished, it was timely for me to invite self to, if it could, position itself better with my body. And it was the response was immediate.
Okay.
That immediately any pain that I had in my body was gone. It was like
I'm sorry, what
all
in your
the
body
pain
was
in my
gone?
body left. It's the
Okay.
most
I didn't. You're breaking.
the pain was gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm breaking up. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now and then. Okay. So anyway, I think you said in playing this game of being present, of course, always a good first set, and asking the self to position better. Okay. Okay. That I believe you said very quickly, body pains or certain pressures were just gone. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Good feedback.
Yeah.
See, if nothing else, something happened. Something happened. Okay. Because by his idea, he can't get the pain to go away. But in playing this, something happened. Okay. Again, people note that something happened. Go ahead, Danny. You got anything else here?
Yeah. it also, after a while, after I withdrew from that and enjoyed not being without pain, it felt to me like you mentioned the road or track before, and it felt that I was on a truer course somehow, and it was very familiar and friendly. So
A truer course, did you say, on track? Yeah.
yes, on
Yeah.
track. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to do with this alignment thing. Square away Bobby, Robert, whatever, and then as quickly as possible get to a better level and ask that level to line up better here. So we're on
Yeah.
track. You're directly in line with yourself. And what happens at a better level of self, your balance in your universe, all of those things should naturally happen. So yeah. Sounds good to me, Danny. Keep playing.
Yeah. It was enjoyable and surprising.
Yeah.
Thank you.
People, here, if you're interested, play. Okay, play. Just this, whatever sense of self that you have now, settle, and just a sense of self. Could you position here? Okay. See the distance between Bobby, I, the guy who says easy to I at first, and a finer level of self. What am I trying to say? The distance factor, after a while, there is no real distance factor. It's really like here and now. Okay. When we journey, it feels like a distance, and we use those words, unfortunately. Okay. But they're really starting to butt up. Okay. So the better you can be on track, the easier it might be for that better you to be present here. Okay. Not the great word yet, but good enough to sort of get us going for another session later. Okay. All right. We should move on a bit to tonight's topic. The other day I was sitting on my front porch, which I am wont to do. And also, what word did I use? Out of sorts. I couldn't quite, but I was just out of sorts. A little unusual for me. I mean, I'm not great, but I was kind of out of sorts. Couldn't quite get going on anything. Okay, hang on. What the hell? And I was reminded about my first basic that I liked. I like centering, and I caught on fairly quick to up and down energies. Okay. Let me stand for that. Okay, you want to play with me? I'm just going to do simple basic up and down energies. There we are. Yeah. Okay. Easy. There are energies coming up through the system and energies going down through the system. Easy. Let me figure that out. I don't know if I understand. Stop it. Easy. Easy here. Easy. There are energies flowing up through the center and flowing down through the center. Easy. That pass, I may be too fast for you people, I don't know, but that pass felt like they were coming up from floor level up and back down to floor level. Okay. If yours are still big, that's fine. You start with where you start. Okay. Easy. And again, energies flow up fuller and fuller, and flow down fuller and fuller. Easy. There is a desire at a more open level. I mean, not show on a tight level. They're antagonistic, antagonistic, but at a easy, where their real desire is to harmonize this with that and that with this. Okay? Easy. From a bit deeper, energies flow up through the system, a few bit higher, and from there, down through the system. Down. Feels a bit deeper if I hang out with it, deeper than the floor. Easy. Because of this more balanced harmony. Let's take a little aside. Let's check a different piece here. With that balance, easy. You are more balanced, easy. Check your feeling. How do you feel? I don't know. Who are you? Well, let me think. I don't know who I am. Don't do that. Feeling here. Because of the beats up and the beats down. And the eventual harmony at a certain level of the up and down. Things begin to feel different. I, who was disorganized, what word did I use? Discombobulated, what word did I use?
Say out of sorts, but
Out of sorts. I, who was out of sorts, and suddenly, starting to get clearer. I feel a bit better. And that's what happened to me this week when I was actually out of sorts. And I did this practice. And feeling, I feel much better. A better sense of things, a better of things. Okay. All right, let's take a pause on that. Oopa. Whoosh. So, I couldn't think my way out of that. Out of sorts. I was out of sorts. I couldn't catch myself. I started this. And feeling better. I'm not in the out of sorts world. I was suddenly feeling better, much clearer on what I do, how things work. It was really nice. Okay, so it's interesting to do an old basic practice at this stage of the game and realize how important it is, how useful it is. Okay, right? One of the dialogue, like, there are many ways, again, a lot of this is repetitive, but I think important. Brad, right here, maybe a bit at an angle. Easy. He's positive, I'm receptive. Easy. So let's say I'm out of sorts. And I say, we're in the dojo. Brad, give me a hand here for a while. He's positive, I'm receptive. Okay. Easy. Positive, receptive. I don't know, it felt a little smoother. So that clues me that things are starting to settle open, could I say? Easy, easy. Oh, yes. I was able to pick up him coming in positive much earlier than him crowding me. Easy. Oh, let me think about that. Oh, guy, that's it. You get him ahead of time. And don't go there. Easy, 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 easy. Receptive. Positive receptive. And after a bit, because of the using the positive receptive pattern, it's a simple balance practice. He's positive, I'm receptive. Okay. Very simple practice. I'm beginning to feel better. There's more room, easy the eye. A better sense of things. Here he comes, and I can do other things. A better sense of things. Other possibilities are showing here. Easy. I'll call you in a moment. Thank you, Brad. So, when the Corona thing hit and people could not go to the dojo, and they were bitching and complaining that because they can't get on the mat, they can't. Okay. I thought, in one sense, what a shame. Yeah, I like the dojo, but I'm not. It's not the only way. Okay. I can have an imaginary partner who moves in and I step back. If it's really good imagination, it's the same as having a person there. Okay. Or you use other things. We got our baseball player. Back, strikes. Now the misunderstanding is I strike. Instead of easy, there is a back wind up, do you call it? That piece of it and that piece of it. Easy. Because I really want to hit that ball at first. Easy, settle open. This back felt different. There was a kind of a whoosh on the back. Don't study it to death, Nado. Easy. Back. Moves forward. And the forward felt a little, equal, fuller. Easy. Don't study it to death. Easy. Back. Forth. Easy. Let it happen. Easy. Back. Oh, this is a good one. Forward. Why I said it was good is it felt like its back was really going further back. Not that I had to physically go back, but I could feel this energy go further back. The forward, of course, is going out a little further. If there was a ball with this bat, I would have a pretty good trajectory. Okay. So batting. Tennis, forehand, backhand, easy. Forehand strike, backhand strike, easy. You're using balance, you're using forehand and backhand, easy. So as the forehand, backhand start to relate, dialogue, dance with each other, I feel better. I'm at a different level. It's aiding me to shift levels. Anytime you get that balance, potentially you can move into a better level. Okay. Swimming. A couple of you have swimming pools. Right. Stroke. Left. Stroke. Right. Stroke. Left. Strokes. You hit the end of the pool. Stop there for a moment. If you're going to play internally. Easy. And then the next go around. Stroke. These strokes, even though I'm just screwing around here, the arm moved out a little further and seemed to Seem to gather more, gather more. Gather more. Now watch out. Oh, that's it. That's a trick. I gather. And you just screwed it all up. Easy the eye. Easy the eye. Let these things go on. Then you could add to it and have your inhale, exhale as you're stroking. You boom, whatever you do. Okay. So you use that as your balancer. If you're out of sorts, you go swimming, but properly. With this stopping for a while at first, easy, the open. Let these things go on, not getting caught up in how I can do it better. Okay. Easy the eye, easy, get more space. These things are freer to happen. Okay, so we've got, let's do the pillow thing we did, I think, a week or two ago. I like pillow throwing. Brad. Okay. I catch. Easy, throw. Easy, catch. Easy, throw. Easy, catch. Easy, throw. Catch. Easy, throw. Easy, knockdown, easy. Catch. Easy, throw. It feels like it's starting to flow more, both the catching and the throwing. And throw. Easy. Catch. Easy. Throw. Okay. So dumb game. But if you're out of sorts and you got a partner, throw the pillow back and forth. With that easy. See what level you can get with that. Okay. How both after a while improve. And that series, my thrower, positive side, was a little bit better than my receptive side. But they'll catch up after a bit. If I continue to easy, they'll balance out. For example, okay, so you got tennis, golf, baseball, going for a walk. Okay, left foot, right foot, easy. Left foot, right foot, easy. Katya? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Come on out here a bit. Closer. She's a strange lady. She was on a 21-mile hike last week, I think. I just want to see if she wants to throw anything in here. Let me continue for a little bit. I mentioned the story, and it's a good time to mention it again. I was teaching in an energy awareness, he used to call it in the old days, workshop with the people on the medical staff, Fort Ord Hospital. It was after Vietnam. So they had a lot of patients who were traumatized by Vietnam. And once they caught my drift, they happened to mention that one afternoon, they didn't know what to do with the guys. They had a free afternoon. And they said, let's go on a hike. Now, they weren't doing it for therapy. They're just trying to kill the afternoon. They went on a hike. I don't know how long or how far, but it wasn't 10 minutes. It was quite a while. And they realized when the guys came back, they were, quote, better. Things were different. And they were kind of stunned. They didn't know what the hell happened. Other than the guys were traumatized. They go on a hike and they came back, more present, calmer, more there for whatever. I forget all the little details, but they couldn't figure it out. Okay. But walking, I'm using that as an example of you're balancing easy and you continue walking and you walk a little bit better left and right, easy, and you continue walking. Now I'll ask Katya, does this make any sense to you after a 21-mile hike? You know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah,
Help.
you start the hike, you're struggling with all kinds of
You want to
things.
come over here? They may want to see your face.
That's not any better.
Yeah, come, there you go.
Okay. Okay, now we have really a problem. Okay, I guess we go with that. So you start the hike, you start with you're noticing things, you're noticing details, you get thrown off by things. You might feel a little ache in the knee, and as you move, you settle. The breath is changing, you settle, you get more comfortable.
Easy, the eyes settle open, yes.
And then you realize after 2 or 3 hours that little things that were bothering you, actually, you maybe still notice them, but they're not bothering you anymore. So you have changed into a different level where you can deal with that really, really well. And I think also you start processing things, things that are bothering you, thoughts that are in your head. So I can completely see that after a longer hike, that you come back, you change the level where you move, and I felt that going through this 21 miler, similar. So you change you change the level where you're operating from, and it has a physical expression. You feel it through your breath. You feel it through your
Walking style.
Yeah, through your body, walking style.
And even the thought patterns.
Even thought patterns,
Yeah.
especially thought patterns. I think that because
Yeah.
that's coming up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Thank you. See? So 21-mile hike for fun? You people are weird. You got to beg me to get off the porch. Jesus. If I can park close to Starbucks, I'll give it a shot. But boy, anyway. So anyway, I think at first I would really highlight that easy the eye thing to, I don't know, one, to remind yourself you're doing internal work. Yes, you're using an outside form, but you're doing internal work. Okay. Okay. And that's where a lot of Aikido people missed it, even though sensei there, they couldn't get a sense of this internal work. So they continue to keep talking about the outer form. He did his little finger up high. No, I saw him do it with that finger up high. No, he had his thumb up high. Oh, Jesus Christ, people, what are you looking at? Okay. What's this internal work? What's going on in there? Boom, that was important. So I would suggest that you remind yourself. That's why I have you swimming one lap and stop at the edge. Easy for him. Couple of moments, whatever, easy, and then let the body again stroke back, and then easy. Okay. I think sometimes in Aikido, we get so busy doing techniques that we don't stop and remember again, we're doing internal work. Easy, open, and then da-da-da-da. And then back again, easy, open. Okay. In the early days, I used to do a lot more of that, doing some kind of inner work and then techniques for a while, and then back to the inner work and then techniques for a while. I used to do a lot of that. I don't do it now. I should highlight that, at least for a class. Oh, that reminds me, in case I forget. Anyone interested, San Francisco, I'm going to teach at the Geary Street Dojo, 1 p.m. Sunday, the 15th of May, which is not the day after tomorrow, the next week, Sunday. So 1 o'clock, Geary Street Dojo, Aikido class. I haven't taught at the San Francisco Dojo for a couple of years. I've been teaching a little bit in Mountain View, but not San Francisco. So any of you San Francisco people, hope to see you. Okay. So balance, balance, balance. So I think I'm saying if you're kind of, find something simple to balance with, okay? Find something simple to balance with. Okay, you got a backyard, you got a stick, whomp. Easy, easy. It comes up, it goes down. Easy, easy. You're doing internal work. Don't get caught up in that. Hit it harder, hit it. Don't go heavy out there. Easy, easy, easy. This is just a reference of balance. Easy, because of that up and that down. Easy, easy. Susan chopping wood. You're Susan, are you on tonight?
Yes, Sensei.
Anything about that first simple beginning, axe up, axe down, just with that centering sense, the simplicity of that first piece? You can say better than me.
I think, well, you put it really well. Just inherently, the system naturally develops and finds its a sense of balance with that up down. So there's a very natural progression of the balance.
A natural what of the balance?
Progression of
Progression.
a better and better sense of balance.
Okay, as you continue it up and down of the axe and
Yes.
easy the eye, it does progress. Yes.
Yes, yeah, very naturally. That's why I love it.
Yeah. You like the way I said, remember it's internal, easy the eye? Do you want anything there to clarify?
I think you said earlier, as you were doing an easy the eye practice of and balance is sort of who am I? Who, not just my outlook, but who am I in this balancing practice?
Okay. So what we're doing there, I don't want to throw too many pieces at you, but easy, since there's more space and the eye is a little more at a better level, easy the eye, okay? Now we took a simple approach, energies up and down, easy. And as the energies up and down get more harmonious, you will begin to feel different, better, more harmonious. What she's bringing up is, now let's have the person on center acknowledge themselves. What's the phrase you're using? Who am I?
Yes.
Susan? Yes. Who
Yes.
am I?
Uh-huh.
Who am I? This will kind of refer to this when I go Bobby, and at a certain level, Bobby's not my right name, Robert. After a while, not my right name, because this is bigger and better. Nado. Okay. Anyway, so we can fill it in what goes on here. The energy beats go on, and a little more advanced, centered and circled and centered. And at a certain level of harmony there, who are you now? And you experience yourself. Now, I gotta think about who I am. Let me think about that. No. The experience of who you are. The experience of who you are. Okay. So how does that level person clunk the guitar keys? How does that level of person chant or sing a few lines of that song. How does that person throw the ball if ball throwing is your thing? How does that person at that level do Nikyo, Aikidoist? So we want a character there. Center circle are the energies. The character. There's a level of self there. So we want to, I can't remember the words tonight, but position, assembly, not the right word.
Balance.
Huh?
Balance, right?
Position. I forget what words I'm using. Squaring away.
Balance?
Huh?
Balance?
Balance.
No.
No.
No. Anyway, forget about it. It's not important. Got off on a little tangent there. No importante. Eh? Okay. Where are we?
Bob,
Yeah.
Steve here.
Uh-huh.
Early in the week, not early, I guess a day or so ago, and Marilyn was what I would describe as out of sorts, a lot of issues at the office and so forth. and I just had gotten the email of the title of today's workshop. And I read the title to her and it immediately cooled her out. And yeah, I mean, but what I'm seeing, you see the title out of sorts and you think, oh, there's a condition, there's a situation that's a problem. And really what you showed us with the up and down energy flow is what's out of sorts is your relationship to your own energy.
Yeah, get balance in some form. We're saying, hey, people, there are a lot of forms. We could do better in the Aikido, realizing we're balancing the receptive, positive thing. Really, I don't know to say use that, really realize what you're doing with that. A lot of people do the outer stuff, but don't catch the inner sense of that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so balance. Simple, easy, useful. So if you're out of sorts, find a simple. I like the up and down beats. I kind of very early started with that. I liked Sensei's other form of doing that, fire to the water, water to the fire. As they get more balance, a sense of steam, that clues you in that they're balancing. Because if you get too much fire, you burn the water away. If you get too much water, you just drown the fire. There's not going to be any steam. So steam is a reference for the harmony at whatever levels. There's multiple levels, right? Fire, water, easy. Soon there'll be a sense of steam there. Okay. Better fire, better water. Well, for me, better means, for example, the fires would begin to show bigger, hotter, and the water would begin to look like a deluge, not just the shower water, but a deluge. It's just my sense as it got better and better. The steam then would get better and better. Okay. So just a good sign for there's a certain amount of harmony there. How do I know? The steam really feels senses steamy and full. That tells me there's a certain amount of harmony there. And then we can either continue or take up residence at that level. Who am I at this level? Da-da, kind of thing. You okay with that, Steve?
Yeah.
Right.
Sensei, may I interject something? This is Sean. I feel as if this is a constant thing with me, that you there's this incremental improvement in an incremental finer, and you have utmost patience with that. You have distinguished that with incredible discernment, the ability to say this level, this level, this level. And I feel as if I'm a little bit on the, what do you want to call it? The slow slide when it comes to
Discernment.
getting the
Discernment
graduation.
differences.
Yes, discernment differences. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, to discern. We have to settle a bit and be in a finer dimension. In a finer dimension, I discern better. Okay. Now, in your case, I think we're coming into a problem of misunderstanding of the underworld. Okay. Therefore, it's difficult at first for you to get into a finer here and now where you can begin to discern. I think
How
there's,
so?
there's a monster under there.
Oh,
The fear of the underworld, I think, is what's going on.
okay.
So it makes it very hard. You can't move into a finer dimension here. You can do it here, but that's not going to do the job. Okay. You can be aware of finer and read books about finer and stuff. That's fine. That's fine. But we have to do this fullness factor. Okay. And to do the fullness factor, we have to deal with the underworld, which scares the shit out of some people. All I can say is if you go sense that it's finer dimension, it'll show its true nature. They're nutrients. It's under its nutrients. I like the change of word. Nutrients. Oh. And because of better nutrients, the plant, center, self, the character, the person. So I think the discernment is hard because you haven't quite settled enough into a finer dimension, because we have to settle down into a finer dimension. And you haven't come to terms with that yet. So sorry to say it in public, Sean, but there it is. And I'm talking to a lot of other people probably. Okay. My best day, Sean.
Thank you, Sensei.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything? I don't know if I have anything more on balance practices. Let's see. Receptive. Just a sense, again, Aikido. Right. And then we just increase the size of it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Let's try this. Let's try this. This. Down. Okay. Back. Easy, easy. Receptive and a bit down. Up. Positive. Okay. So the picture's a bit bigger. I wouldn't, maybe I've done this at first, I would have done something simple like one step, good enough, that just to get things going. You start to feel more present, more easy, a little more room, easy. We're going to down, receptive, up, positive. Okay, so we just introduce a little more depth in our process. Okay, so we've got left, right. We've got left, right. We have receptive, positive, and we added a little more depth. Easy. Push deeper. And from depth, positive, from depth. So all we do is just open up. I think good enough. As we progress along, we open up. As you're okay with one uke, when they're doing medium, easy technique, we throw in 2 ukes doing easy, medium attacks. If you're okay with 2, you might throw in 3 because you're starting to grow along with the situation. Okay. Kind of thing. So there'll be a progression. Susan said it is a natural progression just in your centered. And as you continue, a natural progression in the world you're dealing with. So her natural progression, I think, was from being a wood chopper. As she progressed, she started to be very tuned into that piece of wood cut on more of an angle. There's just a sense of, oh yeah, cut it on an angle or something. I'm not using quite the right words, but she started to include other things, not just the hitter, but the wood also was brought into the game. She knew certain wood, she had to hit a certain way for it to split. Okay, kind of thing. Did I say that all right? Close enough. Where are we? Anything? You got the sense of balance?
Sensei. It's Mark here from New Zealand.
Of course it is.
Hey, we've been doing a lot of centering, grounding, and the thing that I've been noticing is it's not so much surprising, but it still kind of amazes me just how much, the more you stay with it, just how much else gets included. It just things just get taken care of, and so you don't need to go out to take care of those things. They just naturally get included as long as you hang out. It's kind of really hang out with yourself in the process that you're doing. You don't need to go out. It just to keep improving that, and everything else gets included. It blows my mind, really.
Yeah, that's what some of the fancy word, synchronicity, which always happens to people on the journey. You say, oh my God, that was perfect timing for that to happen. You know, you think about a book or something, and somebody hands you the book. Here's a gift for you, and it's what you're looking for, or whatever, you know. So yeah, as you get better, as the center gets better, the circle activates, and you start to get a harmony between those two that are just naturally happening. Synchronicity is the word we use there. Yeah. So yes. Yes.
Yeah, anyway, good.
Yeah. And again, be careful of being drawn out too much or something. Something happens, and I tried to show it here. We were doing, I forgot something. Where you jump. Oh, I got the answer. Because as I was batting, I noticed there was a little deeper back. Oh, that's it. You go back, and then you hit. But I went back. It's not the back of this level going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I potentially screw it up. It'll stop working. Might work for a few, but then it'll stop working. And you say, well, that was bullshit, or I must have made that up. That's a fantasy. When no, you were right on it, but you took it over. You came back to a lesser to take this over, and you're back at a lesser kind of thing.
I get so excited.
People, you have to be alert here. I think we're going to be finishing earlier tonight, quarter of here. Anything before we finish up?
Yeah, it's Mike from New Zealand, Sensei.
Hey, Mike.
As opposed to Mark.
Yes, so there's Mark and there's Mike. Yes.
Well,
don't mind me, I have fun with the New Zealand people, sort of.
It's all right. It's not a problem. The other weekend, I was at our Anzac Day commemorations, which is our annual remembering the fall and in the wars.
Anzac.
I was sitting, I was trying to sit down somewhere, and the only place that was available was on a rock. And of course, the rock isn't designed for me to sit comfortably on, and it was excruciatingly painful, actually. But what suddenly came to mind was this practice, basically, and it had never occurred to me before, for whatever reason, to use the practice of just centering and settling and aligning, and then noticing, so not hooking onto, but just noticing that in fact there was much less discomfort.
Yes.
Even though I was sitting on something that was inherently uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But as soon as I allowed my attention to go towards the fact, oh, it's not so painful. No, that's going outside again and having to bring myself back.
Yeah.
And yeah, found that a really useful exercise.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's all.
And that's an old style teaching tool to put your students, whatever, in pain so they sit through the pain. What you're hoping for is they get to a better level, but a lot of people just take it as taking the pain, period. But there's a deeper meaning there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did notice that, in fact, as soon as I stopped the practice, I was in pain. In other words, I hadn't magically made the pain go away. But, I had done something within myself that meant that my body was better aligned and therefore I wasn't experiencing the pain in the same way.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so a lot of things depend how we see them, how we deal with them, depend on the level we're at. Weird Bobby doesn't deal with bullshit very well. Okay, that's that level. Another level, I can cope to a certain degree with it, but don't push me too far, kind of thing. At another level, much better. Yeah, so it's that same pattern, you see. What level are you at? Yes, the world is crazy. Read the newspaper. Go crazy, and it's getting a little crazier. I mean, things are costing more. Every day there's an extra dollar here and an extra dollar here. And oh my God, they're going to do something with the law. Roe and whoever. Oh my God. And on. They won't let up. What level do you want to be at in dealing with that? Because you can get caught up in the insanity of it. If you like doing that, feel free. But it's like the hard rock. You can settle and get to a better level. Your perspective is different. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Your choice. Your choice. Just a couple of simple tricks to learn. Your choice. I think good enough for tonight. Short one. 10 minutes short.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you for hanging
not
out.
really that short.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for this evening, Sensei.
See you next week, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Sensei. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sensei.
Thank you.
And thanks very much to the team for making this possible.
Amen.
Sweet ass.
See you, Danny.
See ya. Bye.
You're looking
Sorry.
good, Danny.
Sorry, I missed your call yesterday, Danny.
All right. Catch up a bit later.
Yep.
Danny, you look 20 years younger.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, Richard.
See you, Mike.
All right. And Kenny.
All right. I guess we'll look for you next week. Thanks again.
Yes, indeed. Take care.
Take
Go
care.
well.
Bye-bye.